Hello, this is Jalal. I was wondering if anyone else had this experience growing up. My mom was an English teacher, uh, and she still teaches English. She just doesn't do it for a profession. It's just with anyone she meets, or she's always teaching something, and she's wonderful, and especially in that loving teaching capacity. She's very clever too. I didn't realize until a lot later on how smart she really is. She helped us learn some emotional intelligence from a very early age. She would say, okay, after dinner, you can have a cookie on the days or evenings where we were allowed to have sweets. It wasn't every day. I think our rule was sweets on Sunday. I still remember that. So she said, if you wait, you could have one cookie now. Okay. But if you wait 10 minutes, I'll give you two cookies. So then, how much do I want the cookie right now? Am I going to settle for just the one right now? That's going to just satisfy that craving, that immediate craving that just, it's powerful? Or can I distract myself for 10 minutes? Can I go for a walk or just go play with the dog and the cat and put dishes away or something, pretend the cookie's not there, and then I'll get double. I'll get two. So it was wonderful for her to do this for us. And I don't remember how many times I actually waited versus just giving in and having that first cookie. But I think I got pretty good at waiting. In fact, I sometimes forgot. I think I was doing something else. And then I came back and just like, oh yeah, wait, it's time for dessert, or I can have my treat now. And I mean, Daniel Golem wrote a book called Emotional Intelligence, which I read a decade and a half ago, and the overall impact of it resonates with me, or it stays with me. Paul teases me. He's my friend. He says, you use the word resonate a lot. So I do. It's a musical analogy. It's a sound frequency thing. I like frequencies. I'm really intrigued with that. That's basically what we all are, is frequencies and energy. It's nice to experience ourselves as frequency and matter. So that sense of being able to wait for an investment to mature, wait for a relationship to take hold, wait for crops to grow, wait for that animal that you're hunting to pass by instead of giving up. It seems like, and just wait for the next move to be clear. The mind doesn't really want to wait. That seems pretty truthful to me. I mean, you can try that on and see if that makes sense to you. I so love Prama's voice. Thank you again for letting me use the soundtrack, Prama. This favorite song of yours. Waiting is just so sweet. Sometimes being really spontaneous is sweet too, but it feels like it is even more vital when you just pause. There's like, when you got football players down waiting at the line of scrimmage and everyone's just, what's going to happen? And then snap, and it just jumps into action. And hockey, when the puck is dropped, and just I mean, baseball, the catchers, the pitchers just lining up. Soccer, volleyball, the moment of the serve. There's movement surrounded by stillness. It really feels like in most sports, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them, and in most activities, there's a lot of stillness, a lot of waiting, even while there's motion. And I think when when you're about to kiss someone, and there's just that little bit of tension, that just teasing. I love to tease. I really, and I love to be teased, even though I hate it. I'm sure people that I tease, or have teased, or will yet to tease, probably hate it too. But you love it at the same time. It's just that anticipation that, and it just kind of expands, it opens yourself, and that's. I'm actually reading an awesome book, loaned by a dear and a significant woman in my life. I would say a dear friend. She may not think I'm a friend anymore because I pissed her off and was whatever I did. But she loaned me this book that's called the Alphabet versus the Goddess, and I'll probably talk about this more. But there's this sense of how the rods, which are more light sensitive, take in the wholeness of a scene, and it's a holistic, all at once, all-consuming being state. Whereas the cones, which is really more the center of our vision, they take in what's really in a very narrow field, and they pick up the details, and they allow us to read things and to sense the nuances and subtleties of what's right in front of us. And so that's very much about right here in the immediate field, the immediate attention, or maybe it's in the distance. But as we wait, we're taking in everything, and then there's this focusing that can happen, and then we go, and then we go, and then we move, and then we move. So without the waiting, there's just more nervousness. There's not a sense of perspective, not a sense of balance, not a sense of integration and wholeness. And the mind becomes the dominant player, non-corporeal player. And God, I know what it's like to be lost in thought and lost in mind and lost in analysis and just relying on the brain to make all the decisions and to know everything and to be so important. And I treasure the times now when I can just simply ignore whatever the hell's going on in my head. And even if something says, you need to answer emails, you need to answer phone calls, and I just say, I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to wait until the energy is really, really present. And then I know when it's present, I'm just going to get up and I'm going to do what I need to do. It's going to happen. And it'll be even happier, and it'll turn out better than if I shoulded myself into doing it, if I tried to do it. Because the energy's not there yet, or maybe it's never going to be there. It's not the right thing to do. So yeah, the ability to delay gratification helps to take us out of a sense of tick-tock, 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 the mind waiting and being impatient and forcing us into this narrow field of view in a way. But just 10 minutes, is it really that long to wait? Really? Is a week too long to wait before seeing someone again? Is 3 months too long to wait before you move in with someone, or say I really want to be with you? Whatever it is, give yourself this space of awareness, this space of beingness, and let all of that kind of become this infusion, this energetic infusion into you that we can't predict how it's going to move, but we just know we'll have more perspective. We'll have a juicier feeling of the scene of what's going on if we can wait a little bit. Who knows, maybe in 10 minutes there'll be a piece of pie coming out of the oven instead of 2 10-minute-old cold cookies. You never know what's around the corner, especially when you're able to be a little bit patient. Thank you.